Hi everyone, welcome to Meta Interview with Klara Kopi. Today I'm here with the Philosopher. He's a counsel for the Metaverse DAO and the Philosophers DAO, a real philosopher actually also, and he's also a storyteller for Voxels, the Metaverse. Hi Philosopher, how are you?
Oh, Klara, hi, I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm awesome.
Oh, wonderful.
It's a pretty day today.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Sorry, go.
No. I was just asking how are you doing? If it is sunny there, it's sunny here too.
Yeah, it's sunny.
Oh,
A
cool.
very pretty day. It's kind of hot, actually.
Yeah, for me too. I'm using some refrigerator here.
Yeah, me too. Otherwise, I'll be sweating. Nobody wants that. Like, oh my God, I was sweating on the recording.
Oh, yeah, my hands too.
Yeah, me too. So let's start by the beginning of your story, your history, actually, your life. Where did you come from? What do you think is important for people to understand? Who's the philosopher and what you're doing today?
Oh, I am originally a philosopher. I am a philosophy professor at the Federal University of Amapá, and I am also a PhD philosopher. I study metaphysics and logics. My main research areas are what the laws of nature are. So I try to understand this concept and some associated concepts like necessity, possibility, and other model operators from model logic. And I am also an artist. So I was an artist before. I started to be an artist in 2015, maybe, when I was introduced to art. Yes, and I started to make some experiments. And one day I developed something that I call Nanjing breath. That is some dripping of Nanjing, and then I blow this drip and make forms just with blow, with no brush and nothing like this. And then I made an exhibition with these works that were my first experiment, and then I started to develop even more. I was in love with Rothko and the color field painting, so I worked this a lot. I made an exhibition in Rio de Janeiro about color field painting, and I started to present my work at my traditional work in many places. So I exhibited in Rio de Janeiro, Belo Horizonte, Brasilia, even Finland. So yeah, with a group called Ava Galeria. Ava Galeria also make an exhibition in Brazil each 2 years. That is an exhibition of Brazilian, Latin American, and European contemporary art. So I already exhibit at Casa França Brasil some of my works there. It was very cool. But what happened? This is a little bit about my background. But one day I was exhibiting in a gallery in Macapá, that is in the Amazon area of Brazil. I also am a professor in the Amazon area, so I have many students that are descendants of indigenous people. It's very cool to work philosophy with them. And I was exhibiting in a gallery there when 2 pieces of mine, the gallery was robbed, and 2 pieces of mine were stolen from there.
Wow.
Yes. Only my works were stolen, so I thought it was a cool thing, in the sense that at least the robber liked my work.
Oh my God.
Yes. But this made me afraid of exhibit my work again, because I was afraid of being robbed again. So yeah, and so
that's crazy.
that was super crazy. And up to this day, I try to see if I can find my pieces of art, but they just disappeared. It's sad. But it was one of the things that made me come to Metaverse, because first on NFT words, I see the possibility of not exhibiting physically my works anymore, and could exhibit it in another way where people cannot steal it. They can save my work, but they cannot steal it anyway. So I was pretty glad with that. I was presented to NFT World by Gustavo Martes, that is my galleries from Binaria Gallery, and he started to present me to Tezos blockchain. So I started as a Tezos artist, and in the beginning of 2021, so I am relatively new to the NFT world, but I started there, and it was cool, you know, because we could see a way to present our work in a decentralized manner without depending so much on the galleries. So it was a fantastic thing. Now we can use gallery just to be together and to be a collective of artists trying to build something, but it's pretty much cooler than have a gallery to control every step of the artists in the way. But as a philosopher, I try to think about a lot about the decentralization and what NFT world really means to us. And of course, there is a certain amount of decentralization that allows many artists to start receiving a decent amount of money for the work. But at the same time, we have centralized platforms in order to distribute this material, like OpenSea and many others. So we are always fighting a fight between decentralization and the centralized marketplaces that exist around here. So even if we think that we are decentralized in some way, in some other ways we are not. For example, Nino Artero reminds us all the time that we are only truly centralized when we have our own site, our own contract, and we are really presenting our work in a decentralized way without depending on marketplaces. This is something to think about. I thought marketplaces also have an interesting role in this whole ecosystem, that is to put together the works of many artists and allow for the collectors to find in a easier way the works they are looking for. So we are in the middle of a dilemma. Maybe we want decentralization, we are going to decentralization, and at the same time we are not. So it seems our path is the right path, but maybe we have to make some adjustments in order for it to be even more decentralized, I think.
Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah, maybe if marketplaces could be owned by the own artist, maybe through a token or something like this, this could be maybe the best of all worlds.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree with you.
But not only think, I sorry to interrupt you,
no problem.
but I was talking about, I just talked about philosophy that is one part of my life, and of art, and how I pass a little bit to this NFT world. But that is something important to me too, that I was always a seeker of the deepest questions of humanity, as is there a God? What happens with us after we die? So these questions always interested me, and this was the reason why I did philosophy and why I studied these kind of matters. So, but not all the time I was a rational person, in the sense that my research would be only a logical or a rational one. I discovered philosophy looking for God. So I was trying to discover if there is a God, or how to be in contact with God, if there is one. And I passed through many religions. I was Catholic, Protestant, Mormon, Hare Krishna, and even I tried during about 1 year to develop myself as a monk from Dakshina Tantra Yoga, from Ananda Marga. I was there with my gurus that were teaching me about Dakshina Tantra and Ananda Marga, and it was there. In this moment I was training, I started to read a yogi called Vivekananda. And Vivekananda's, he talks about Raja Yoga. And he says that we should never believe in what the sacred books or any books or any people can talk to you about religiousness or spirituality or anything else. You should read about it, but you should test yourself, and then you have to have the experience. And this kind of thought made me start to look for myself in order for me to discover the truth about the questions that are interesting for me, like if there is a God, if there is a life after death, and many questions like this one, if there is a meaning of life, and what is the meaning of life. And then I had a health problem, and I have to get out of this place. And I came back to my house with the people I love, and I decided that I could not leave the people I love. This process of becoming a monk involves, after some training, you go to Switzerland to finish the training, and then you never more come back to your country again. You are a missionary in another country. They say you cannot be a saint in the place where you live. To be a saint, you have to go to somewhere else. So when I came back to my family, I remember how much I loved all of them and how I don't want to be apart from them. Never. And then my mother started to study again, and started to study law. And I was not studying anything, and my mother taught me, philosopher, do you want to make philosophy in my university? You are not doing anything. And I said, oh, I'm not doing anything. It would be cool to study something. And then I started to study philosophy, and I discovered, my God, that is a profession where I can work with the questions that were important to me from all my childhood up to this day, and I can work with that. And then I discovered what I had to do. So
before Zoom rugged us, like Bob says, like, oh my God, Zoom just rugged us. It's okay. So before that, we were talking about spirituality and how did you ended up finding it on philosophy. And yeah, you were an artist, and then a philosopher, and a religious person trying to find God and all that. And how did you transition from this? Well, not actually transition, but if you felt that there was a transition from what you did before and flowing into Web3 and blockchains, how did it happen?
We have at least two parts of the story, that the artistic part and the philosophical part. So concerning the artistic part, I think my main reason to come to the blockchain was to preserve my pieces of art of not being stolen again. And then when I saw the possibility of the decentralizations of sales and of presenting my own work to the world, it's in an interesting path to follow. And and I was saying, so I never transitioned to the blockchain. For me, it is kind of two words interconnected in real life and in blockchain. So I make exhibitions in real life too, and I make exhibitions in the blockchain. I produce objects of traditional art, and I produce NFTs too. And so for me, it's like a plus, but not a transition. Concerning philosophy, it is the same. For example, I work as a philosophy professor in a university, and I am also trying to bring the philosophers to the blockchain by building together with some other professors the Philosophers DAO. So we intend to be present in real life in universities, and also bring these philosophers to the blockchain in order for us to start to produce NFT products from philosophy, to bring philosophy to the artistic discussion. I think the creatives and the artistic discussion could be improved in so many ways by philosophical discussions or philosophies or professors by being together with us. I also believe that these professors that are being onboarded by the Philosophers DAO, they could be maybe the next collectors, because professors have a good life normally, and if they are coming into the blockchain, they could enter in contact with NFTs and got interested by NFTs, and I think it would be a good public to this kind of process. We are also trying to bring a library to bring a library to Metaverse, a library that would have near knowledge and philosophical knowledge. So it is a part of our attempt to bring philosophy to the blockchain, also to produce books. I work with an editor from a university publisher, and we work together producing many books. I produce a series of books called Série Investigação Filosófica, Philosophical Investigation Series. That is a series that now has 20 books, and these books are organized by PhD professors, philosophy professors from Brazil. And this is also a series sponsored by John Templeton Foundation. So we are working on this, and we are also trying to bring these books and other books from this university publisher that works with me, that is Juliano do Carmo, that I also onboarded on the Philosophers DAO. We are trying to bring all these books to the blockchain. We already produced these books in a 3D form, in a wearable form inside voxels. We already produced the library. We are now in the moment of make the codes from the library, because we want to produce a certain interactivity in the library for all near people. In the library, we also try to put some links there in order for people to understand a little bit more about Near Foundation, the creatives, and how to onboard themselves if they want to. So I think this library is an attempt to bring philosophy to the blockchain and to the Web3, and also trying to bring from the normal NFT world to the metaverse. So we are trying to build some layers here. So one of these layers is to bring the philosophers to the blockchain. Another one is to bring philosophy and art to the metaverse. So
great ideas, great projects.
well,
I saw that. I saw that you are building is Alexandria, right?
Yeah, near Alexandria.
Your name.
Yeah, we wanted it to be one of the most largest libraries on Metaverse, with academic knowledge, literature, and near knowledge.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a great project. I'm dying to see it.
Oh, thank you.
I was going to ask you, how did this affect you? In what ways did it change your daily life? But I don't know if it actually changed that much, since you said that you didn't actually transition, but it must have changed something. in your way of doing
Oh,
things.
yes, yes, it did. Uh, 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 when I am a professor, I am more focused in teaching and researching and make extension that could be enjoyed by the students. Extension projects in Brazil may be a little bit different from other places in the world, but extension projects here are projects that want to build a bridge between the university and the community. So so I think I think the work on the blockchain and on this decentralized autonomous organizations changed my life in a way that I start to work more with coordinating projects and building contacts between DAOs and people that could work together than my normal job that was teaching. So I now I work both with teaching and onboarding people on the blockchain, trying to build some things on the metaverse in order to build some history projects. So it made me a little bit more a person that tries to organize and coordinate projects in order for them to develop. This was something that I was already working on it. Was the reason why John Templeton Foundation gave me the grant in order for coordinate this project. So I was used to coordinate projects, but maybe now I'm really working with that. So it's interesting because of that. And I could explore, in the case of my work with voxels, I could explore being a storyteller in a different way that I had only explored by working with RPG people, by playing, you know, by being a master or by being a player in RPG. So I was in voxels. I could explore this even more. I was on an NFT world before voxels. I was already working on that. I created a character called Crypto Dealer that is a crypto meta drug dealer that has an interesting story. It's a funny story about a rat that steals his weed. So we made a character this way. I produced the story, but many people was part of Crypto Dealer. So many artists produced stuff for Crypto Dealer, and it was minted under the pseudonym of Crypto Dealer. People in the beginning of 2021 didn't know I was Crypto Dealer. But it's because it's not correct to say that I am Crypto Dealer, because I'm one of the creators of Crypto Dealer. I created the story, but many people created other stuff. Rafaela, for example, created the rat, created so many things. So so we have many artists that worked inside Crypto Dealer, and it was a funny development of the beginning of my storyteller career. I would say the beginning, maybe it was when I played RPG, and then it started and passed to Crypto Dealer, and I started to produce wearables on CryptoVoxes with certain descriptions. That the descriptions were telling some stories. And these stories ended up becoming a lore for CryptoVoxels, and we started to do this officially. So pretty cool.
That's cool. Now you work with that, creating stories on CryptoVoxels and doing this stuff of creating objects and putting the stories on them, and also the mini games, right?
Yeah, and also the mini games. But the mini games, I have a lot of help, a lot of help. Sorry, a lot of help.
No problem.
Because there is some coding parts that I do not know how to do. So always there is some coder working with us, and Pixie helps me all the time. She's wonderful. She can make a scene in 5 minutes. She just built something, and you'd say, my God, how she did this? I would take maybe 1 hour to do this. She made it in 5 minutes. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's practice.
Yeah. It's have a good team is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm very glad I have this team on Voxels, and I am part of the Voxels team, and I am glad I work with all the people I work in the DAOs I work on here too, on Metaverse DAO, the Philosophers DAO. They're the best teams I've ever worked with. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah, the next question is about that. What do you think of DAOs? And tell us a bit about the ones you're involved with.
Okay, I think DAOs are an interesting form of development to collectives. People always gather themselves together in order to make collectives, but DAOs, we could put together the smart contracts that direct many of the things we do on the blockchain. And we can also have this collective part, so we can develop collectives and have sorry, my cat's here.
Yeah, my cat just distracted me also.
We can have collectives that will have rules and that will have a voting system that could develop projects. So I think those are really a development for the collectives. And inside the blockchain, what is really interesting, because we can make the decisions to last forever, and we could use apps in order to develop our projects together without needing to depend so much on trust. For this, we can make rules and establish a voting system. So and how the earnings are going to be split in case of near and DAOs on near. You cannot remove any resource from the DAOs from inside the treasury without people also agree with that. So it's very cool. I think this pretty good developments, and I am part of 2 DAOs that are the Metaverse DAO and the Philosophers DAO. The mission of Metaverse DAO is a historical mission. So we want to preserve near presence on Metaverse. We want to preserve all Metaverse history. And as we are working on near, we are focusing on near and to preserve near Metaverse history. So we want also to preserve and to help in the developments of this Metaverse history. So we build prizes, we build parties and events that could bring together people from Metaverse. And we try to show these people what near is. And we put large logos and ways for people to click it and go to near and know more about near. So we try to onboard people on near and to make the events on Metaverse for near, and also to preserve all the history of all other DAOs that are working on near and had a Metaverse presence on has a Metaverse presence. So we have an historical role that I think for this moment, many DAOs did not think about historical preservation. So I think we are a very interesting DAO and important for the future and for future research. In 1, 2, 3, 5 years from now, we will be a place in order to research Metaverse history and also to produce articles or papers that could be a really research, a scientific research on the development of near blockchain, on all the development of Metaverse. So I think we develop a very important role here because of this of our historical activity, And the Philosophers DAO, I also think it's pretty important because there is no DAO of philosophers, as far as I know, in any blockchain. And we are trying to develop these DAOs in an artistic way in order for it to be linked to the Creatives DAO. So we are trying to bring philosophy to the blockchain through art. So in an easier way for people to understand what philosophy and to think about philosophical questions.
Yeah.
And we are also onboarding professors on the blockchain that are important people to onboard, as they have many students and they have access to many people, and they also could be, as I said before, the new collectors. So I think we are developing this two DAOs a very important role for metaverse and for the blockchain in general.
That's awesome. Well, that's it. The Metaverse DAO, with this historical part in time, will make more sense for people, including the ability for themselves, that the DAOs having a material and having the ability to go back in their own history, because we create material that is not only for ourselves. Everyone that we record and register could use this material to show what they're doing and to remember their own history. Imagine someone one day asking us to catch our videos and do what's the name for that? Like a retrospective of a year, for instance. Like, oh, look, this is what we done in 2022. There was barely anyone still on the metaverse.
Everybody can use these videos in the reports.
It was like, oh, it was too new. People were still discovering the metaverse, and now it's something that everyone goes to, and you see this parties, big parties with a bunch of people, but in the beginning it was very hard to get people to come and understand that you don't have to give up your life to come to the metaverse. You can do your stuff on real life and go to the metaverse. No one's asking you to be plugged to a machine all day long. Calm down, people. Some people
don't
freak
be scary
out
with the metaverse, people. The metaverse is beautiful and we can have both of our lives.
The community is great, and you can be a part of them both. No one is asking you to abandon your life to come to the metaverse. You can just you just put your avatar there, go to the party, enjoy a bit, and go back to your stuff.
But you know that I don't remember when I was in a real life party. When was the last time I was in a real life party?
Me neither.
Because the parties on metaverse make me so happy that I don't need to go to real parties.
Well, and
I have no courage this moment.
Me neither. Like, it's not a good time to be among a bunch of people shouting and everything. I don't feel safe for that for now. Yeah. So I'd rather just be at home and talk to people. So where did the inspiration and the motivation to create your DAOs came from? Like, why did you feel there was a need to do that?
Yeah, about Metaverse DAO, I thought that I thought that we needed to do something on Metaverse, and we may before we opened the Metaverse DAO, we were making parties on Metaverse. So, and I always recorded those parties because I thought it was important for me to remember them in the future. And many of them I put in my own page of YouTube in order for me to remember. And then I started to think that it could be important for other people to remember too. And then I start to realize, oh my God, if we do something like this, it could be a research mechanism. It could be a place for people to use in the reports. It could be a place for people to use for their portfolios and many other important things for artists. And then I start to think, my God, we have no doubt that wants to preserve this history. So we should make something in order to preserve all this moment that we are living now, because we are in the beginning of something really big. And we have all these moments we are building now, the events we are building, the NFTs we are producing, they are the beginning of everything. So we don't know, or we seem to not know the importance of everything that we are doing now. And I think they are deeply important. For example, I could make the first large exhibition together with Guinea that was called Brazuca's NFT on Metaverse. So it was the first large exhibition. So imagine, we are in the beginning of everything. So if we can record this beginning, this will be majorly important in 5 years or 10 years, or maybe 2 years from now, because we know on an NFT world, 1 month is like 1 year, 1 year is like 10 years.
It is. Feels like we've been doing this for a decade.
Yeah, I feel this too. But it's
a
like
lot
about
happening
6
at the same
months.
time. Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff happening all at once, and we try to be everywhere. Sometimes it's tiring, but at the same time it's cool. So we keep doing it. Yeah, but life on the metaverse and on Web3 actually is, wow. Time really is relative.
Yeah.
A
And
lot
metaverse,
changes.
I think when I met metaverse, it was such a surprise, because I was in an NFT world maybe 2-3 months, and then I got in touch with metaverse, and I saw, my God, this is the real place of NFTs. This is the world of NFTs. Is where we should exhibit them, because to have NFTs in your account somewhere, it's not so cool as you were able to exhibit them in your own gallery and use them as maybe places to decorate a house, or maybe in your gallery. So there are so many possibilities. And according, and in respect to this is so this is the inspiration and the reasons beyond the Metaverse DAO and the Philosophers DAO. I would say that my reasons are trying to bring the academy to the blockchain. So I think this is pretty important, because the academic could use the blockchain in so many ways. We could build a tokenized system of rewards for students. We could build ways of register our books, register our papers without they even being published somewhere else. A way to sell these papers in without this money goes to the publishers, this money going to you, because we know if we publish papers abroad, we know that this they charge a large amount of money. I already pay $30 in order to read one paper. So, and this money was never to the author, it's always to the publishers. So we have a mechanism on the blockchain that we can decentralize this kind of thing that also happens in the academy. So I thought that could be a good idea to bring philosophers here, because they can use the blockchain a lot. Education can use the blockchain a lot, and we can mix education with art in order to build something that the community can enjoy.
That's wonderful. Yeah, it's a very, well, they're all great projects and very good ideas, because there's the thing, you publish a book and then everyone else gets a piece of it and you don't get royalties, and on the blockchain you can do that. You can sell a book and add royalties and keep gaining every time it is sold. You can split the value with a bunch of people and everyone be will get their part on it. And
Yeah,
you don't have,
and on your blockchain, because on Mintbase you can do many things with splitting royalties and revenue with many wallets. So
yeah, up to
it's an
25
interesting
people,
way.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can split with everyone that was involved, and that's cool because you don't have to depend on the memory of anyone. You just put there on the smart contract on the beginning, and everyone get the stuff each time it's sold automatically. So yeah, no hustle.
yeah. Best way to work. And now we have a member on the Philosophers DAO that was a professor from the Federal University of Rio Grande do Sul.
Oh,
And he now works with blockchain security.
oh, look at
He's not a professor anymore. He was a PhD professor that abandoned the academy in order to come to the Web3.
wow,
He's talking today.
awesome.
Yeah.
On YouTube,
On?
YouTube,
Yes, on YouTube.
awesome.
And then we are going to mint a piece too.
Great,
Sponsored by Near
awesome.
under the Philosophers DAO.
Yeah, great. Well, so much stuff happening. It's so
Yeah.
cool. It's hard to keep track of everything, but it's awesome. It's all happening and is registered, so you can access it after. So why did you choose to build a Near protocol?
Oh, nice. This is a nice question. I think I decided to build on your protocol because of many reasons. One of them is because Near Foundation is providing funding for the DAOs. So this allowed us to build our projects, to get funded for them, and to realize, to build these projects, because without funding, it would be impossible to have a DAO, to record every event that happened and put it on the blockchain. First, we would not have resources for that. We would have to use our own resources for that in our own time without being rewarded by that. So it was difficult because we have to pay our bills. So so the possibility of funding is one of the main reasons that made me come to Near protocol. I came to Near by the clan DAO, the clan guild, that was making a project together with Africa Burn, where they onboarded artists with a certain amount of resources to start minting. So this was pretty cool. I wanted to know this blockchain, so I started to get inside Near through this project. Then I saw the forum and the possibilities of satisfying some bounties, or made projects to certain DAOs. I started to make projects to Mintbase DAO in order to make parties to them. So I started to see a community around Near that was arising. So it seems pretty cool because I was a Tezos artist too, and I work on ETH and Polygon too, because I work with wearables inside voxels. So I was a Tezos artist, and Tezos had a pretty problem with the hacker issue, and many people start to not believe so much in Tezos. Also, the community is pretty strong up to this day. This community is strong and is rebuilding themselves. So it's pretty cool. They are developing their own metaverses too. But this moment and the fact that Near was providing funding to onboard artists, this made me go to Near. And when I saw the community around Near, the DAOs that was forming, that was building these communities, I started to get interested by these DAOs. I saw the possibility not just as a person to get funded to build a project, but I saw the possibility of a community of people to get funding to build a large project that could be more than a personal project, that could last for a long time and stay for the community. So So I saw the possibility of building a community inside the Near blockchain, and the funding was essential for building this community because I could onboard more than 100 artists inside Near with this kind of funding. So and we start and these artists start to produce DAOs themselves in order to build their own project. So it was interesting because we could develop a community in a blockchain that was not expensive as Ethereum blockchain, neither expensive as Tesla's blockchain. It's even cheaper than that, and that was also giving resources to artists to produce art. So it was interesting because it was the first blockchain that was providing a way of artists to really live of doing what they love to do. So it was really interesting because all of these characteristics, the community, the low gas fees, and the funding mechanism inside DAOs, and the fact that DAOs could be built in a relatively easy way inside the apps that Near makes available, like the Astro DAO. So it was very interesting, and the mechanism of the forum, the level of transparency and all this kind of things really made me get in love with Near.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, but it's true. The forum is very active. The users use it a lot to discuss things, to present projects, and collaborate amongst DAOs. And AstroDAO makes everything very easy on the day-to-day voting and administering the resources that we have to make the projects. Everything is very, actually, when you get the hang of it, it's very easy to use. It doesn't, it's not a very hard learning curve, actually. Well, the first steps is always hard for everything, you're right. Once you get used to that, it's quite easy, actually.
Yeah, we almost don't need to code. We need to have certain codes, and these codes are pretty easy. We have tutorials.
Yeah,
so,
Control C, Control V.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to code. You just get a little bit and paste it. And now they have
maybe
templates.
three lines, 4 lines. Yeah.
And now I think they have templates also. So yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm an artist. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's super easy. It's super easy. I even would call people that watching here in order to try AstroDAO. If you have a group of people, go to AstroDAO, produce your DAO, and start to making the decisions and try to build something. Know the forum, the governance forum from here. So these are pretty cool things in order for people to get in touch, because they could have fun. They could be funded for their own projects and build something incredible with a wonderful community. Everybody always willing to help each other. It's super cool.
And even if you don't have a project, you can, if you want to do something, you can find a group that already exists and be a part of it and start getting used to using the Near tools and talking to people and learn a lot. And then you create your own thing if you feel like it.
Yeah. There are so many DAOs, and each one has an individual mission. So there are multiple DAOs that you could be associated with or be part of their community and work with them, propose projects, or even participate on the bounties that these DAOs release to the community. So there are so many things.
Exactly. If you're a dev or a creative, if you do music, you do theater, or if you, anything actually. So yeah, there's a DAO for anything. You don't have to create from scratch. You can learn, and then if you feel like it, and if there's a need, you create yourself.
And one thing that is important is that the DAOs have a mission that is an individual mission that no other DAO have. So if you are trying to build something new, a new mission that no other DAO have, you could create DAO. But if you are trying to build something that is already being built by a DAO, just go to this DAO's community and start to learn about the DAO, about their activities, participate on their activities. You learn a lot. And you'll be able to build many projects inside.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The next one is a good one. Well, actually, you talked a bit about it, because what are your thoughts on the metaverse? And how do you think having a virtual space on the metaverse is helping the DAOs reach their objectives? In this case, your DAOs, like Metaverse DAO and Philosophers DAO.
Yeah. What I think about the metaverse is that it is a part of reality and of our communication to other people that we can use in so many ways. So I think the metaverse is a part of real life, but as a device of communication and hanging around together or presenting things is always something related to communication. So I think metaverse is a new form of communication between people where you can be in a virtual space and be together with other people and build things together, build exhibitions, build many things. The brands could also be present on metaverse and build their own things. So I think it's a way of communication that we want that we must get used to it, because it will for sure be part of our daily lives. Everyone is going to metaverse, universities, brands. So it's the next frontier for NFT world and for the real life world, because many brands are coming. So I think the metaverse is important as this mechanism of communication of many things. And why it is important for Metaverse DAO? It is important for Metaverse DAO because history is being built on Metaverse. So as our intention is to record and to keep this Metaverse history, we have to be present on Metaverse. And as our intention is to focus on near, we have to be present in every metaverse that is a near presence in order for us to build. So we have to have a space on metaverse in order to keep this information and to build things for other people, because we have a mission of recording and keeping this information in a center, in a place that could be stored and visited by other people. And we also has another aspect of us that is publicizing character of near, that is to show what near is for people from other metaverses. We have near metaverses and non-near metaverses, and we have roles in all these metaverses. In case of near metaverses, we go to parties on near metaverses and record these parties in order for them to be useful to the near community as a whole. And we also present ourselves in non-near metaverses as Voxel's metaverses, Voxel's metaverse, in order to present what near is to a community that does not know near. For example, we could present near to so many people. I don't know if we have something to do with this, but I saw a few time ago, I'm Not Art, that is a large gallery from Voxel that exists also in real life in Chicago, that is making an event together with Near. And this kind of thing started after we started to present Near to people from Ethereum blockchain, for example. So yeah, so I think these both aspects of Metaverse DAO are important, and we need to be on near metaverses in order to record all this information and also to store this information on near. And we are trying to developing this by talking with Jeff from Near Hub, by talking, by buying a land on Nestor City, and that will be connected to Reality Chain, to Myriad Social. And so we want to build our space on here in order to keep all this information, and also have space in other blockchains in order to present ourselves to other people and try to show how near is interesting. And it's interesting because people that are used to some blockchain, they will change only if they think the other blockchain is interesting, make interesting things. So this is a part of our ambition, where we show to people what we can do inside near. So in order to develop the will to look for near and come to our community too. And in case of Philosophers DAO, we are also building a metaverse space for Philosophers DAO, side by side to the library we talked before, near library, in order for us to build a place in order we could where we could build courses and certified courses. I was talking to Juliana from the Philosophers DAO, if we could build a way to people go to metaverse and make the courses there, and they receive the certificate of the course automatically as soon as they made the course, in order for us to have an educational center too on metaverse. This is deeply important. It's a way of the university to come to the Web3 and to the metaverse. So I think this could be important for us because of this, and because of another reason. We now, at least in some universities in Brazil, in others we are already have presential meetings, but some others we are not having them. So it is a nice way to make the learnship ludical, in order for people to learn in a better way. So students that could go to metaverse and to watch a class, maybe by Twitch there, it would be interesting for them to enjoy a new place for study. So I think this could be an interesting thing for students. So that is one of the reasons why the metaverse could be important to Philosophers DAO too.
I've been talking to people, and many people say that probably the future of the internet and how the way you use the virtual space will be through the metaverse. Like instead of accessing a website to buy a shoe, you will go to a space on the metaverse, see the 3D model or something like that, and then you could buy it by seeing it, not only in a 3D way, but in the future probably you'll have a way to use AR together with VR to see the product like if you were in front of you. So you don't have to go to the store to do that. And brands have noticed the potential that it has, because metaverse is quite new, but the way we see it now, but the concept is not that new. But the metaverse as it is quite new. So brands will start to see the use for that, and people understand that it's not, you don't have to trade in real life for metaverse life. You can just have a plus. It's just the same as, you use your cell phone most of your day, you use your computer. It's just like that, just a little bit different. It's not that different from what you do. We don't limit our screen time like, I'm just using 30 minutes today. Nobody does that. People check their phones all day long. And it's not that different from going into a metaverse space and doing that.
Yeah, mainly if you think, like you're saying, that it could be the new way of buying things on the internet instead of you entering a site and see a lot of description and clicking buttons. So you go to
Yeah,
a real space, a virtual
look at
space.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, where you can see stuff, or maybe with AR we can see stuff just
Hmm.
in front of us and try to
Yeah.
buy them. And with blockchain technology, with it, if we could even, I don't know if it's interesting, but if we could have even the real money instead of inside blockchain, we would have a way to buy it with real money, and the kind of connection that we have on Web3 through wallets. So this could be a really revolution. I really agree with you that it is the next frontier, the next form of internet. Yeah,
Next
for us
step.
to buy, and there is a two paths here for brands. That is, you could sell physical objects there, and people could buy, and then they are delivered in their home,
Yeah.
or you could sell the virtual objects for the
Yeah.
avatars, and the
Yeah.
avatars are also a kind of
The wearable.
identity. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and the avatars are a kind of identity that you have with a certain character. So as people want clothes for themselves, they want clothes for their avatars. So it is a true path of getting resources from metaverse, that is selling 3D objects, selling real objects, and we are getting to that.
Not only selling, but creating experiences to be shared with people. You don't only buy things. You experience things like
Yeah, for sure.
parties and events and art shows and everything. And you can make stuff. You can put everything together. It's quite cool. The possibilities. Mhm.
Yeah, even the brands that do not need to sell all the time. For example, Pablo Vittar
Mm-hmm.
made a party
I saw,
on
yeah.
Voxels. Yeah, yeah, it was just a party. Also, there were multiple logos there from I don't know, Amstel.
I'm still.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was, but they were not properly selling, just making a party.
Cool. I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
thought it was an Amstel event, but yeah, I didn't go, so I don't know how it went. But people said it was very fun.
Yeah, I went just in the beginning, but the beginning was super laggy, so I couldn't enjoy so much. But after some
Yeah,
time, I think things went super well, because I think more than 10,000 people enter. I don't know. It was a super large number.
yeah, immense.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, what are the plans for the future of your DAOs and your metaverse presence?
I believe the future for Metaverse DAO, as I see and as I talk to my friends from the DAO, is to expand our actions to all the blockchains. We want to build the Metaverse history from near, but also to preserve all Metaverse history. So we are a really historical
Mhm.
decentralized autonomous organization, and we want to preserve everything. Everything is important. So if we could expand to other blockchains in order to build our historical purpose, this would be super cool. And another way we are thinking of expanding ourselves is to build in real life events.
Mhm.
We want to start to work together with clubs that already made their events, and start to make their events to go to metaverse and present the metaverse party inside their events. So concerning here, we want to make it in a way that people could make their wallets inside the shows, and maybe
Mhm.
buying something with near, we don't know, with the entry of the of the party or
the
something
ticket.
else. Yeah, the ticket, or we are still thinking about it. But this is a nice way of expanding and of showing metaverse to people and showing near to people in order for them to be interested in this new world we are building here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many uses for the blockchain, for Web3, for the metaverse, and we are the center of all that. It's very cool to watch.
And the Philosophers DAO, I would say that the future for the Philosophers DAO is to be a large DAO in a way that we want to build 3 groups of people inside the DAO. That would be the council members, the members, and the community. So we want to bring students for the community, for the community group, in order for them to be in the DAOs, and in the moment they turn into professors, or the moment they turn into professors or something like this, we could add them to the members group in order for the professors to decide things among themselves on this DAO. And we were thinking also in building a way of some 1 or 2 members from the community group to have a role also on the members group, in order for the students to have some representative people inside our DAO for our decisions to be made, just like we make our decisions in the university. In the university, we have a professors meeting, and in every professors meeting, we have some representatives from the students that are in the meeting with us, and they have voice there, and they can say things that they want, that are important for students. So we want to rebuild this mechanism inside this DAO in order for the DAO to grow.
Awesome.
We want this DAO to be the first and largest DAO of philosophers from Brazil. We did not make any restriction of nationality, you know, but we want to expand it in Brazil, and as long as we can expand it outside Brazil too.
Awesome.
So that's the future where we envisioned.
Yeah, I want to see that. You'll be awesome. It's a good use case for all this technology being developed. Everybody needs education and studying and learning new things, and it would be great to see it being built. You'll be able
and if it works for philosophy, it could work for many other
for anything.
Yeah, for
anything you can think of. So you said that what are you working on now on this expansion of your projects? Is there anything else?
Oh, I'm working now on Near Alexandria. We are trying to finish Near Alexandria to deliver it to Near and to open it to other people, because we want that maybe the Writers Guild and other guilds that work with writing are able to send for us materials, offer us to build 3D objects in order to build in the library, or for us to publish. As I work with a publisher, a university publisher, as I talked before, we want that this library, if Near allows us, we use it for publish material. So we could publish material from poets, from academy, from whatever we want. Because Juliana is worked with, he's a publisher. He could ask for ISBN and this kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so you can really publish things on Metaverse. So
look at that.
Yeah, we want to make real books for us.
Oh, that's awesome. Actually, it's very cool. You're acting almost the other way around. You start with the blockchain and go to the real world. Cool.
Yeah. And we try to bring real world to the blockchain too.
Yeah. So they're filling each other. It's awesome. Very cool. So regarding the future now, these questions are more talking about what's next. What legacy would you like to leave for future creatives and builders that come to the space?
I would say that a historical building capable of present to all the people what was the history of metaverse uh, at this time. So I think my main legacy that I would like to let people in the future is to have a place, a DAO, where they could build history together and keep this history for future research. And as I'm working on Metaverse DAO too, one of my main intentions is to have a large group of philosophers that could build things together on Web3 and on Metaverse. So as I am a Metaverse entrepreneur too, my intention is to link everything with the Metaverse. So my main legacy would be to leave some buildings capable of recording and keep philosophy information and the metaverse information inside these buildings. So and the will to build the history more than the buildings. I think the most important thing is to have people that are worried about keeping this history. So I think the main legacy is the importance of metaverse history for our future. And about words of wisdom, I would say that I don't know if I am if I'm such a smart person in order to give advice to people, mainly because I'm a philosopher, so I know that I'm pretty ignorant about many things, and fortunately I know what is the point of the ignorance, what I don't know. But I would say that first thing is try to build a community, try to be involved with a community, because it's almost impossible for a person to grow alone. You grow when you are building things together, and try to think the metaverse, the NFT space, not as a place just for you to make profit for selling NFTs, but a place where you can build a legacy. So your former question is deeply important, because I think this would be my main advice for people. Try to build a legacy for the future, because we are in the beginning of everything. So this is the time to build the future.
Awesome. Oh yeah, I was going to ask for the words of wisdom, but you already went there. So that's great. Yeah, because the thing is, with the words of wisdom, is not like, oh my God, I'm the most awesome person ever and I have best advice. So what, everyone has their experiences, and you've been here for a while, so you've gotten some experience. You know how it is to arrive here all fresh, knowing nothing, and being a little bit lost. And that's it.
So another advice would be study.
Yeah.
Study, read everything you can.
Yeah.
If you enter in a community, you don't know this community, try to understand everything about it. Read it, enter in the forum. In case of Near, for example, go to Near forum, understand what is going on, read the messages, read the projects, read the proposals, the introductions from the DAOs, understand how the process is. There are tutorials on the forum too. So the main thing is for you to understand which kind of community are you entering, and how to build stuff within the community, following the right tracks.
Yeah, because studying is not only downloading or buying a book saying how to DAO. Studying can have many forms, including this one. And studying many times is just throwing yourself out there and living this space. Like you go there and you get into the forum and start talking to people, and they start showing you materials, or you just keep searching for things there, and then you perceive how things are done. And if you don't, someone will help you. You just ask for help. So yeah, you get what you need.
And people on here are super kind. So
Yeah.
if you ask help to anyone
Yeah.
would be glad to help you. So it's super cool.
Sure. Yeah. That's it. Come to here. We have nice people.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, my friend,
thank
that
you,
was
Klara.
awesome. Thank you for the interview. It was great.
Oh, I thank you too, Klara. Thank you very much for calling me. I love to be here with you. Love the talk. Love the talk that we made outside the videos too.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See you soon.
See you soon. See you all on Metaverse.
Yeah. Meet you there. Bye.
Meet you there. Bye.